So you want to buy some rough opals, but you can't decide which ones to buy? Today's video is going to be on the top 10 tips for new rough opal buyers that you need to know before buying rough opal for the first time.
Mr. Pink. Why am I Mr. Pink?
Not that Mr. Pink. You have to watch out for Mr. Pink fingers. Before buying rough opal, make sure that you see a video of the rough opal and that the video contains the seller's skin. If they have tampered with the opal colour, their skin will also turn pink. Number 9. Make sure you know the source of the opals. Not all opals are the same. Some opals lose their colour when they get wet, some opals self-destruct if they become dry, and some opals are incredibly stable in almost any condition. Our friend Don at Pulitzer Opal put together a great video explaining some of the differences, and I'll put a link here. Number 8. 100% return policy. Every reputable seller of opal rough that I know will stand by their product. And as long as you don't snip, grind, chip, or otherwise alter it in any way, they will take it back for a full refund.
Number 7. Background color. If you're buying translucent opals, they will look different on different colored backgrounds. Rough opal sellers want you to be able to see the opal color, but you just need to understand that they will look different depending on the color of the background. Number 6. Reputation. Before you buy any rough opal, take a quick minute to check up on your seller's reputation. Both opal auctions and eBay have good feedback mechanisms, or if you're buying on Facebook, just join one of the big opal groups like Australian Opals Group and ask if anybody has bought opals from your seller before. A few minutes checking up here can really keep you out of trouble. Number 5. Wet versus dry. Being an opal cutter is all about taking the rough, cracked, imperfect stones and making them into something great. Now, most rough opals on the internet are sold wet because that's the only way that you can get a feel for how the opals will look when polished. But when you get your opals in the mail and before you start cutting them, always check them dry. Sand is easier to see when the stones are wet, but cracks are easier to see when the stones are dry.
Do I feel lucky?
Number 4. Gambling on opal. When buying rough opal, there's always the risk that you will absolutely lose every last cent that you've invested on a stone. But, like the lottery, you could also get very lucky. If you're a beginner or uncomfortable with risk, I suggest buying opal rubs, which are opals where the miner or another cutter has taken all of the risk and what is left are stones that will almost always cut gems like these little ones. Number 3. Do you hear warning signs? There are a lot of scammers out there on the internet. Pay close attention to how your seller talks with you. If you hear any emotional stories, needing to make it to a funeral or buying a bus ticket or a fan belt to get the car working again, pay attention. Warnings about limited supply or an urgent need for you to buy this material quickly, you should definitely proceed with extreme caution.
Run, Forrest, run! Number 2. Let's talk about blue. Some of the greatest blue gems in the world are blue opals. But the absolute most common issue new opal buyers run into is when they are buying blue opals. Whenever taking a video of a blue opal, the camera will pick up shades of blue that are not visible to the naked eye. So when you get the opal in your hand, not all of the time, but sometimes, it looks different than what you saw in the pictures and videos.
On opals like this, the camera makes the blue look slightly more vibrant than it does in real life. I'm not saying don't buy blue opal, just know that when you do, they will often look slightly different and usually not quite as good as they do in the pictures.
Number 1. Size. By far, the easiest mistake to make when buying rough opal on the internet is not understanding the size of the opals that you want to buy. Without any context, they could be as big as an opera house or as small as an opera mouse. Don't ever buy opals unless you have something in the video or pictures that gives you a feel for the size of the opals.
And we look forward to seeing you in our opal auction shop soon.
Opal cutting is a journey of 1,000 steps.
And the first step is the hardest one.
You gotta read it like you gotta read it here. Let's try again. So I see. Opal cutting is a journey of 1,000 steps.
And with any journey, the first step is the hardest one.
We hope this quick video has given you a checklist of things that you can look for with your first rough opal purchase.
And we look forward to seeing you in our Opal auction shot soon.
Okay. I don't know.